Hey guys, my name is Emma and today I'm going to be giving you my TBR for the readathon banned BookAthon that's coming up in the next week or so. So the banned BookAthon runs from the 23rd to the 29th of September and it is hosted by Little Book Owl among probably a few other people. I'll chuck down a load of links down below to all of the social media for them and her announcement video and just generally things like that. It's been running for several years now, but this is the first year that I have taken part. So I just wanted to run through some of the books that I'm going to be reading for it. So my goal is to try and get through at least 4 books during the week, and I've got kind of a few different ones to get through. There are some challenges for this readathon. I decided on my TBR far before the challenges got released, so by sheer fluke I will be fitting into some of them, but I'm not intentionally trying to tick off these challenges. The first book I'm going to be reading is actually a graphic novel, and it is Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi, I think is how you pronounce that. It is a memoir about her time in Iran and living through the Iranian Revolution. This has been made into a movie that I have seen, and basically it's all very stylized graphic novel. I've been meaning to read this for literally years, like unbelievable length of time this has been on my TBR, so I'm really excited that this is finally giving me the push. It is currently banned in Iran because it is very outwardly spoken about the Iranian regime and everything that was going on over there, as well as it discusses religion and different religious ideals in quite detail, so it is currently banned. I think it probably is banned in a few other countries as well, but definitely banned in Iran. So this is book number 1. This actually meets a ton of challenges for this. So the challenges are: read a classic, a person of colour, a new to you author, a comic or graphic novel, middle grade, a debut novel, fiction, dramatic work, own voices for LGBTQAP+, QIAP+, apologies, Mr. Letter, disabled main character, memoir, young adult and picture book. So this is fitting in with graphic novel and memoir and potentially a new to me author if I wanted to, and probably person of colour, to be honest. I think in Iran, that surely makes sense. So it does tick off a load of them, not intentionally, and I don't know if you're allowed to use the same book for more than one box, but yeah, this is going to tick off a load for that. So the next book that I really want to get to is We by Yevengy Zamyatin, which was published in the 1920s. This is one of the original dystopian novels out there, and it tells a story of a world where everybody has been assigned numbers, and I think fundamentally it's a love story. I don't actually know a crazy amount about it because I'm purposely not looking into it too much. It's one of the few on this list that I don't already know a lot about the plot. My dad actually recommended this to me when I was in my teens, and I did start it, but then I ended up putting it down for some reason. I think, you know, schoolwork or something took over, and then I basically just left it too long to be able to pick it back up again. Now, We was the inspiration for books like 1984 and Brave New World, among many others, and my father's read that whole kind of collection of that world of modern classic dystopian fiction, but he read 1984 and Brave New World first and then read We, whereas he has recommended that I read We first and then go and read the 2 other ones, because it's really considered to be the focal point for the 2 sides to the same coin that 1984 and Brave New World discuss. So that's one of the reasons why I really want to get to it first. I've got it on Kindle, so I'm going to be reading it in ebook format, and it's quite short apparently, so I'm super excited to get to this one. Definitely going to tick it off. The rest of my TBR, which is 5 books in total, I don't actually know which ones of them I'm going to read, so to decide it I'm going to do a chapter challenge at some point during the week. So in case you don't know, a chapter challenge is where you read the first chapter of a collection of different books and then from there decide which one you want to read. Now, all 5 books that I want to get to are considered kind of modern classics, which are ones that you probably should read. They always grace lists of various books that you should read before you die, and they're all books that I haven't personally got round to because I actively avoided a lot of those kind of modern classics as a teenager, and now I'm trying to catch up now that I'm no longer in that school setting where they're most common. So the books that I'm interested in getting to are Lord of the Flies by William Golding, 1984 by George Orwell, Huxley's Brave New World, Animal Farm by George Orwell, and Joseph Heller's Catch-22. So these all kind of come under the same heading, with We as being banned at various points throughout history for being very anti-authoritarian, anti-government, anti-establishment, for various different reasons. So I know that Lord of the Flies has been banned in America for, among other places, for basically implying that man is no more than a knife's edge away from becoming like an animal at any given point, and it sort of flies in the face of a lot of the ideas of us being sort of chosen by God or God-given or anything like that. Also for some of the sexual scenes in it. 1984 was banned by both Russia and also by America for communist reasons, which is quite entertaining. Animal Farm has been banned again in a lot of countries, mainly America, for its commentary on, again, socialism and also kind of authoritarian ideas. Catch-22 was banned because of portrayals to do with the war, as far as I'm aware, and I think that's all of them. We's been banned like everywhere. So generally they've all been banned for very similar reasons. I don't need to go into the details of what these books portray. They're fairly well-known modern classics. I'll probably get around to Animal Farm anyway because it's really, really short. This is the edition I have of this. I picked this up at a secondhand bookstore in the area, where I actually currently get free books because I donated a ton to them recently. So yes, super short, probably will just read it anyway. Joseph Heller's Catch-22 is much beefier, so I'm sceptical about whether I'll actually end up picking up this one, but it's probably the one that I know the least about of all of them, so it's probably the one that I'm most interested in, just because it's kind of an unknown. I'm borrowing my mum's copy of Lord of the Flies by William Golding, so this one, sort of a mid-range title, probably the most different when it comes to plot in comparison to the rest of them, because this one isn't really looking at a particular dystopian future. It's looking at, you know, that whole island stranded, removed from society aspect instead. I have a copy of 1984 here, which is a Penguin classic one, again picked up from that same second-hand bookstore. This one's a little bit beefier, so I don't know whether I will get around to it. And then I wasn't able to find a decent copy of Brave New World in my area, and I totally forgot to order one, so I've picked that up on ebook as well. So those are the books that I'm going to be reading for the banned BookAthon. Any one of these could fit in with classics, fiction and new author, because I've not read any of these authors before. So I'm going to do fairly well out of the challenges purely by sheer fluke, which is quite nice. I have also recently just made a Twitter account, so I am going to be tweeting a lot about what's going to be going on. I'm not vlogging this time around. Life is just crazy at the moment when it comes to work, so I'm really not getting an opportunity to film very much, and I'm definitely not going to have an opportunity to vlog particularly, so I'm just not even going to attempt it. Instead, what I'm going to be doing is tweeting a lot more about what's going on. So I've chucked that down below, my handle and all that jazz, in the description. So if you do fancy following me on Twitter, go for it. I have never really used Twitter before, and I'm currently fumbling my way through how it works. But hey, tweet me, or retweet me, or at me, or whatever it is that we do. You can tell I'm down with the kids. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. Are you joining in with the banned BookAthon? I love the idea. I think censorship is such a fascinating concept, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what some other people are reading, because sometimes weird books get banned. If you do want to join and you're not too sure where to find out which books have been banned, which haven't, I will link a few down below. The website that I used for this was literally bannedbooks.com, pretty sure, and it does break them into different areas, whether they've been banned for like religious reasons, or for political reasons, or indeed for being just too sexy is one of the options. So if you fancy going risque and picking up things like Lady Chatterley's Lover, among others, then that is a good one to go and browse in. So yeah, so my goal is 4 books, and I will see at the end of the readathon how I do. So have a good week and chat to you soon. Bye!